Hey you guys, it's Monica from Show Me Crafty. I just wanted to jump on and show you guys how I actually did that $ symbol on the money bag in my latest video. I will tell you that I've lost some of the footage, and so the video won't necessarily be synced to what I'm telling you to do. It's basically steps that I've already taught y'all before. You're going to choose your image in the Cricut library. In this case, I chose the Rhinestone $. In looking at that image, I could tell that the little squigglies in the S are a different size stone than the rest of it. So I decided to do this project in SS10 and SS6s, with the squigglies being in SS6s. Once I brought the image in, I duplicated it. I centered it, centered the two images over each other, hid one, ungrouped the other, and then I further isolated the two parts. Okay, stop. Okay, so you'll notice that once you isolate the slash from the S, you'll see that the slash has some squigglies in it, and the S does as well. The first thing I want to do, I'm working with the slash part, is to get rid of the squigglies. I'm just going to go ahead and do the slash portion. I'm using the slice function to get rid of those squigglies. You could go into contour and hide them, but this is faster to me, and I'm more comfortable doing it anyway. Just doing it this way, just slice out what I don't need and then work with the rest. Once those are sliced out, then working with my slash, I am going to hide all the contours, which will leave you with one circle. Once I have that one circle, I'm going to size it to the size stone that I want to use. In this case, it'll be SS10s. And again, the video is a little ahead of me. I'm sorry, y'all. This is frustrating. So for SS10, I use 0.130 for the height and 0.130 for the width. A lot of times when you isolate these circles, you'll find that they are not exactly a perfect circle, even though they look like it. But you just go ahead and make sure that you make yours a perfect circle. Once you have your circle, you go back into contours and you're going to show all contours. I did that with the slash. I changed the color of it just to kind of remind me of where I am in the project. It's not something that you necessarily have to do. Okay, so then I grab the S and I do the exact same thing with it. Now remember, we have these same two images, the S and the slash. We have another set hidden. We're going to use those right now. I'm just getting rid of the little squigglies in this part. So I'm going to follow the same steps I did for the slash for the S. Slicing out the little squigglies, isolating one circle for the S, sizing that circle to 0.130 by 0.130. Turning on or showing all contours, and then that portion of the project is ready to go. So I go ahead and hide it so that I can move on to the next step. Okay. And in this part of the video, I think that I actually forgot to handle the rhinestone sizing on the slash, so I'm just going back and doing that. Once I do that, then I'll move on to that second set of images. And, okay. All right, on to the second set. I'm gonna show those. This time, we want the little squigglies, but remember, there's a set of squigglies with the slash, and there's a set of squigglies with the S. I want all the squigglies on the same physical template when I get done. So I'm going to start working with the slash image first, and this time take out the slash, which is, it's going to be a lot faster to slice this out. because you just need one shape to do it. So I grab a square, turn it into a rectangle, size it appropriately, slice the slash out, and I'm left with my squigglies. Then I'll move on to the S. And actually, before I move on to the S, I need to size the rhinestones. If I forget, and I can't remember in what order I did it when I actually shot the video, but if I forget, I'll go back and size them. But you know what to do. You isolate one stone, size it, and then come back and turn the image back on when you have the correct size stone, and it sizes the rest of them to about the same size that you created. Okay, so once I've done this with the squigglies on the slash, then I will move on to the S, and I will go through and I will slice out everything on the S except for the squigglies, and then I'll change the rhinestone size. Again, it's repetitive. It's tedious. It's repetitive. But I will mention, when I change the size of the squigglies, remember the squigglies are SS6. They are not SS10. So for the SS6 size, I'm going to use .097. 0.097. Okay. All right, and so eventually we're going to get to the part where everything is sliced out, everything is sized, and then we're going to create our templates using what I still call it a weed box. It can be a template box, but I still call it a weed box. Okay. Okay, so again, I have lost some footage. So right here, we finally get to the portion where I've created the image the way I want it to look before I start creating the actual template. So I go in, I grab a square shape, and I end up duplicating it. One of those I'm going to shrink down to be my little registration mark maker, if you will. The other one, I'm going to size it to the size of the image, duplicate it, change the color to blue, because for some reason these days I'm changing all of my template boxes to blue, even though the template material may be a different color. Anyway, that doesn't matter. I size the box to the size of the image, of the rhinestone image, and once I get it to be the size that I want it to be, then I'm going to duplicate it. Once I duplicate it, and I think I'm ahead of the video again, sorry. And again, I apologize. This thing is so choppy because I lost so much of the footage, but I did want to get it up there. I am working on the cupcake video right now, so hopefully that'll redeem me a little bit. Anyway, so I'm making the two boxes. And I don't know why I grabbed 3 there. I think that I was thinking about making 3 templates, one for the slash by itself, but I ended up thinking better of it. Anyway, once I get the 2 blue boxes the same size that I want, I will line both boxes and the image up. And the image is grouped. It should be grouped at that point. If it's not grouped, then I'll probably group it in there later. But it all has to line up for this to work. So line it all up, and then I will hide the portion. I'll hide one box, and then the portion of the image that I'm not working with at that point. And I will slice the other image. Now it's catching up. Okay. I'll slice the other image through that box. Get rid of the excess. Sometimes I get rid of it. Sometimes I definitely get rid of the duplicate of the image that's created from the slice. And then the portion of the image that I sliced through the box, sometimes I'll hide it to keep it for later in case I want to change the project. Then I don't have to go through the steps prior to this again. Or not all of the steps anyway. So anyway, slice that first image through the first box, clean it up, hide it. Oh wait, don't hide it. Clean it up, and then I take my little purple registration maker and I'll place it where I want the registration mark to be in the templates, and then I'll slice it through the image, slice it through the box as well, clean up the excess, and then hide that newly created template and reveal the next image and the next box, slice it through the box, slice the image through the box, clean up the excess, hide the original image if I want to keep it, and then slice the little registration box through it. Now, once I chose where that little registration box was going to go, it stays in that spot. I just hide it until I need it again. At any rate, I would reveal it, slice it through the second template, clean it up, and then once the cleanup is done and hiding any images, and I tend to hide that little registration box too, again, just in case I want to change this project at a later date, I can skip some of the earlier steps. So I'm going to let the video catch up to me, maybe. There, I made a boo-boo. Made the computer mad. But at any rate, at some point here in this video, we're going to end up with our rhinestone templates. Be on the lookout for the rhinestone cupcake video, y'all. Again, sorry about the problems encountered in this one. And until next time, happy stoning.